Hello, challengers and chocobos. My name is TVSkine, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI, where we need to go do some rebel stuff in a place because there's some armies and some stuff. But first, we need to talk to her because she has an icon over her head.
My favorite pupil. Allow me to educate you. Here you are.
Yes? So what's in here that I need to... Okay, but why do you have an icon over your head then? Okay, well, but yeah, there's some war going on, over a thing, which means now we can go and do some rebel stuff.
Ends today's lesson.
And go see one of Clive's relatives who has a boat for us, maybe. But yeah, they really do put a lot of time and effort into making sure that you can, like, read up on all the politics of the world and all the backstory stuff, which is good, because I imagine it's very easy to sort of lose track of all of that. Now, let's see. To Hawk's Cry Cliff.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
Aww.
To the end.
Come on.
Bloodlines.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Big field. But I wonder how big it really is. Okay. Okay, sizable. Sizable. Oh, hello. Right, been a little while since I played, so I should probably refamiliarize myself with the controls. I put the dodge button on circle now.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Nothing, we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
Another
What business
purge.
could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first time.
I ain't got much, but what's mine is yours, for a price.
Oh. Increases limit break generation when taking damage. Okay. But... New Orchestrion. Should probably buy a high potion.
Much obliged.
Run along now, before one of the boys starts thinking you're something you're not.
Word is, poor Isolde's closed her gates to all but the highborn, and now a great camp sprung up along the walls.
What did those knights want, Father?
I told you to stay in the house. Go on.
Okay.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered.
Nice.
The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions? We're going hunting for outlaws. How'd you like that, boy?
There was a time my husband might have stood up to those men. Though back then, he wouldn't have needed to.
Ooh. Just gonna steal some stuff from you there, lady. I hope you don't mind. And talk to you.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen him, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned him in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
Nah, no chance of that. Why would they care that we murdered some of their soldiers? Steal your things!
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pool.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Indeed. Chocobo!
Let's go. Ever since the Apollo tree, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystals collapse?
I have an idea. Like it.
But that's the thing about this game is, like, it really doesn't feel like any treasure chest matters in this game that much. Like, it's not... It really doesn't feel like you're gonna find a cool new weapon or a piece of really important armor or, like, some kind of special secret treasure from opening chests or any particularly useful items, even. It's all just kind of crafting materials. Okay, where are we going? That way, clearly. Yoink. It's wild how powerful the charge is. Oh, hello. That doesn't look right.
Clive.
No, I thought it was tomato sauce.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are, and still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again.
Aw, I should have saved my limit break, but oh well. Clive, would you please get into range? There we go.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Yes, to the objective. Straight to the objective. Absolutely no distractions. Except I need to pick up an item. But then no distractions. I really don't know why they insist on having you hold R2 to do a thing. That's such a God of War thing.
Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
Oh, geez. Oh, fucking hell.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
Clive's mom is a bit of a character, because, like...
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Like, the thing is, like, all we've seen of her so far is that she's just evil. Like, she just wants to do a murder and the killing and hates people and stuff. And, like, if that's the way they're actually going with her, that, like, no, this is just, like, a heinous upper-class monster. Like, someone who, like, sees other human beings as things to be used. Because she was born into nobility and she sort of has this, like, very ingrained belief in hereditary supremacy. That would be interesting. Like, that would be going quite hard in a way that I would respect, because that's kind of the thing, is, like, that's kind of the truth of how sometimes, like, when you get a person who is raised on the idea of supremacy, that by circumstance of birth, they are rendered superior to other human beings. This is the kind of thing that happens. Like, this is the kind of thing that people will do quite casually. Because it kills empathy in a human soul, and it kills humanity in people. So I'm interested if, like, they're just gonna actually commit to, no, she's just that evil. Like, she's just that bitch.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosfields. Run like the wind.
I wonder if I can just, like, chocobo run past them.
I can walk from here.
Oh, okay, no. Not allowed. Question answered.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hush, no. You didn't hear nothing.
Didn't happen to come by way of Old Hill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
Huh. In honor of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the Grand Duchy of Rosario. Huh.
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes.
We won't survive another night.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed! Begone!
Oh, how am I to sell my wares if they won't let us in?
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
The Empire would have us live in the Deadlands. You'll find no succor to the South travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hive of thieves and blackguards.
Ambrosia won't help me here.
Yeah. How about here? There we go.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
Company.
Okay.
Come on. Fly, Ambrosia.
But there's nothing down here except there's an item there. And a fight, I guess.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Yoink. Right, but what about over here? Nope, closed. And they're closed. Fair enough.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-riddled dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
Oh, get enough
Fuck off! Hang the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! I said, away with you, filth! Back to your stalls! Cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in.
Well, okay then.
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. And the entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
Gee, I wonder if it's actually going to be abandoned. I am sure there will be nothing in there.
A single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
It is a bit eerie, I will say. Okay, so can't go through here. Fair enough. Those seem like perfectly decent houses, though. Like, what the hell? You'd think someone would live in them.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Yeah, alright then.
Or not.
You think you could intimidate them or something? Oh, hey, there's one left.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Hey!
Perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Huh? Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us.
It's Wade!
Hey, Wade. Hey, bro. How's it doing?
Hey, remember that sick kegger?
It really is you.
It is. So, Wade.
Sorry about killing your guys.
We can speak inside.
No, but seriously, like, sorry about killing your dudes. Oh, hey, look, they're all alive. Everything's fine. Yeah, I just burned them to crisp a little bit and electrocuted them and slashed them with my sword. They're cool. They're fine. Look, they're all getting up.
Those who wouldn't bend the knee.
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we.
Make ready.
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves Shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Yes, the contents of that box.
Has a good quartermaster.
Haha, ash. Just what I needed.
We'll show them that the fire in our hearts is not so easily quenched. The Black Shields won't know what hit them.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
Yeah, I was definitely sparing you. That's what I was doing.
What is it you require?
Desert Rose. Huh. New items, though. Give me 10 Desert Roses, I guess.
Of course, my lord.
Why not? Might need them for some kind of crafting.
We'll show them as much mercy as they did our sisters and brothers in Old Hill.
Yes, if I have my way.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Throughout the main scenario, Clive will be joined by various companions, blah blah, destination, blah blah, remain behind at the hideaway. Okay. So now we have Wade in our party. What does his icon look like? Hey! There's our boy. A loyal shield of Rosaria. Though he was thought to have died during the attack on Phoenix Gate, he somehow survived not only the disaster, but the Imperial conquest that followed. He and other like-minded shields took up residence in the abandoned Lazarus and formed the Guardians of the Flame, brothers in arms who fight for the restoration of the duchy. An exclusive walled residential area situated just outside the eastern edge of Port Isolde. It was once the jewel in the city's crown and home to many of the nobles of the duchy. However, after the Empire moved its capital to the Crystalline Dominion, Port Isolde was all but abandoned, and this once grand district was soon overrun with thieves and cutthroats. See, Guardians of the Flame, a clandestine group of ducal loyalists who led the rebellion against the imperial occupation of Rosaria and Empress Annabella. Many of their number are drawn from those who survived the imperial attack on Phoenix Gate in the year 860, who know full well the Empire's involvement in the duchy's fall. They make their home on the blah blah, yes. Let's see. After being made vicereign of the newly annexed Rosarian territory, the Empress Annabella quietly established a host of loyal imperial soldiers, the Black Shields, to maintain order. Though branded as keepers of the peace, their true purpose is to carry out what's been known as the cullings, or brutal massacres of provincial bearers and those who show them sympathy. The killing is swift and indiscriminate, with the shields dispatched serving as judge, jury, and executioner, and the chaos left in their wake is usually enough to deliver entire settlements to ruin. Indeed. Oh, right, already been up here.
We'll keep them from the bridge. Don't you worry.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
Brother Wade's life depends upon it.
And push the thing
How long
open.
have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Look at me sideways. How was the Black Shields?
Come along now. We'll find another bridge.
The bastards are lucky I didn't have my axe.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
No command, we just go and kick their ass. Sup, dillweeds?
What is it now? I told you! We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come!
Come!
Die along with your flame!
Yeah, come!
For Rosaria!
For Rosaria!
Your petty revolution
La da da
ends
da
here.
da.
On these our swords we swear.
More dragons.
The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Very funny. It's like I'd kick their asses like, oh, you're only proving my point.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
We finish him.
There we go. Whew. I do need to focus a little bit when I'm fighting these more scripted fights.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
Yeah.
It bloody worked.
Oh, okay, it did.
We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
Well, you could dream of a republic instead.
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
It's like maybe the Duchy is like, maybe we could have something better than the Duchy. Maybe there are forms of government and organization that are like superior to that. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Like, imagine if such a thing was possible. What a pity they haven't invented other forms of government.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
The Imperial Province incorporating the lands that were once Rosaria ruled over, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness.
What?
Saint Sybil, the Unshod.
Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint and the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
Give him
You can't
that,
very
come
well
on.
regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
Aww.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
She was kind of a monster already.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have.
I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
On your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
I'd say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
Prelude drop there in the background.
One thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
I like him. Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. Rutherford is like definitely his boyfriend, right?
Over there. Go on. She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days. Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung a sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Just kiss. Just come on.
Thank you, Clive.
Or, well...
I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
It's not quite the right moment for it, is it?
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Huh, well, not a lot of options. Fair enough. Whoop. Here be monsters.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Indeed. But Vivian will have to make an educated guess in the next episode. Now, if you're watching on Twitch, more Final Fantasy 16 is coming up right to the hell now. But if you're not, sorry, you're going to have to like, comment, subscribe, and do, the other things, and that'll let you know when new episodes are coming out. If you want to watch episodes early, become a member of the channel. If you want to watch the full VODs of the streams where I record this, become a subscriber on Twitch. But outside of that, thank you very much for watching. Remember to be kind to each other. Have solidarity with those who are worse off than yourselves. And may the tides of history wash gently over us all.